I think, as I said before, I think there's a movement where the creative types and the entrepreneurs are going to start partnering up. There's people now who are hiring videographers left and right. I think that actually has a really low ceiling based on what I know about videography and how much passion it takes and how much doing monotonous marketing type content is going to suck the soul out of you. Right? Yeah. Right. But and so like it's all jokes, but like I'm sorry to say, like one day, my man is going to go for the art, not for the marketing.
Yeah.
And you're going to start over.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so what's going to happen? And so that's not a reasonable like long-term proposition, especially if he has skills, right? Because he's going to get better. And so what I believe is going to happen is the blend between the entrepreneur and the creative, the partnerships, the deep partnerships, not hiring, not employees, but partnerships where like somebody like me, like I don't really like being on camera that much. I'm good on camera, but I don't really care that much. I like putting other people on camera. Something about it. I like making other people look good, feel good about themselves. And so you're going to find somebody like that has a natural desire, a natural gift. Yeah. And then the entrepreneur, like I do have that entrepreneurial spirit where like, I'm going to go make something of this, something cool. And then I also speak the business language. So there's other people like out there that are like me and they're going to blend. And so I'm sort of walking both of those lines right now where I'm like, dude, my two of my closest friends, we're going to start this new, we're going to go back to buying multifamilies. I sort of 2022, I took this break, which is a really good time to take a break.
It's a great time to take a break.
I'm underwriting deals that make 1 fucking %. So I was like, okay, I'm not missing anything here. I'll go to Iceland. But we're going to get back into that and we're going to blend it with the camera in a way that nobody else is doing or nobody else is going to be able to do. And I think that is a movement that you're starting to see it now. Pineda notoriously pays like $60,000 a month in video team, right?
Yeah.
And he's getting better. But the dynamic there I think is weird because he's definitively the boss. And Hormozy, I think they have that I forget the guy's name. I know the guy that does their
Ryan McGinn.
Maybe.
He's the guy that does all of their reels or their video.
Yeah, that might be the guy. I've watched some content about him. Sort of like him, sort of like the D-Rocks. Like that genre of individual is common. It's going to take a little time because, as he knows, like the skill sets are the language between entrepreneur and like not just creative, but like understanding frame rates, composition, lighting, like how to make a shot, how to tell a story with video, right? It's very different languages, right? But they need each other now, right? And the content, the people, the real people, right? The videographers. Like the entrepreneurs have all the money. You want to make money with a camera? It's like, guess what? All the marketing entrepreneur people, they have all the money and they need you, right? And so people are going to they're figuring it out now, but it's coming. The movement is coming where entrepreneurs, I believe, and like video creators are going to partner in a way that has never been done before.
So you mean like, I guess partner in a way where the artists can tell their story through the entrepreneur doing whatever they do instead of just like the basic reels that are.
No, that didn't exist 8 months ago.
Yeah.
Think about that. The reels, the captioned reels that are real trendy. That didn't exist 8 months ago. It's not gonna. Think about the like how trends on the internet work. It's not gonna exist, or it might, but it's gonna become. It already is. It's saturated. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
I don't say nobody cares, but it's like, dude, it's YouTube did this. They did all these talking head videos. Here's how to buy real estate. Here's how to do all this education, right? But it's stale. It's the exact same reason why you guys don't do this podcast on Zoom, because it's stale.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it. I need dynamic. I need a changing set. You need a creative. You're doing this thing I'm talking about, right? Where you're like, I need a changing environment.
Yeah.
I need it to be dynamic. And so it's going to be like that. But imagine if you had 2-3 guys and they're doing like moving video, right? And you had a switcher board over there and it was live. Right? And you had like creative, interesting shots. Do you know what I mean? Like the blend between like, oh, I'm going to do a Facebook Live, but as soon it's going to be like, yeah, I'm going to do it with an R5 Canon, right? With a high-end Canon, and I'm going to do it with a gimbal, and it's going to look sick. And then we're going to put B-roll on there, and we're going to put music to it, and we're going to tell a story, and we're going to do it in a way that it's just It hasn't been done yet before. So I don't know how it's going to look from an organizational standpoint, but it's basically going to be like, it's going to be something like myself and an entrepreneur start a business together. And instead of having to like hire out marketing, you're like, no, you're going to outsource like the production side of marketing where you're like, hey, post this.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. The creative doesn't need to be doing that. The creative needs to be creating. But they're going to be like, hey, look, you want to start this company? I believe in you. I'm going to follow you around, right? I'm going to follow you around and I'm going to tell this story for you, but you can't hire me. I want 50%. Because now the ability to market your story, like what is a brand? A brand is a story.
Yeah,
so like the ability to tell that story on camera in a high degree, a very creative degree, an engaging way is going to become, there's not going to be anything anymore. And there's not going to be anything more valuable than that.
Yeah. I've already been talking about this with Caleb, honestly. I was like,
dude,
bro, this is it. Like, you got to leave your job.
I mean, the problem is right now, it's actually a very high dollar value skill set, right? I don't know what you're paying him, but I know you're not paying him enough.
Oh, easily.
I know that. Yeah.
He knows it too.
Yeah, he knows it. Well, but it's so weird because I talk to all these entrepreneurs, right? And like they're starting to like pony up cash, but the reality is because the marketing is so like, it's such an abundant, like, dude, you need to post 3 reels a day. That's so much work. Yeah. It's so much work, and then it's so much focus, and then it's so soulless to do like the same talking head reels every day.
Yeah.
So what needs to happen is like somebody needs to follow you around while you guys are working and create them on the spot. And like tell the story ongoing throughout the day where it's like, dude, you can't afford that as a small business owner. You can't. Dude, I'm a couple of grand a day. And then that's only for like, oh, you hired me for 3, 4, 5 days. It's a couple of grand a day. Okay, fine. The problem now is when you get somebody who's actually really good, like me, now you want to buy my freedom? Well, now it's prohibitively expensive. So what's going to happen to avoid all this is they're going to be like, I'm going to give Caleb equity. So like, Caleb, you're going to scrounge, but like, we're going to build this company together. And now you have a vested interest in a way that few people have done before. That's what's going to happen, I believe. Mm-hmm. Because the camera skill set is getting more and more valuable. And like, not even just the equipment, which is expensive, but also like, you know, how's your like gimbal work? How's your drone work? Like this stuff is coming.
Yeah.
Right? Like the tools and the way to tell stories is evolving. So yeah. I think that is, that's sort of, I'm walking both lines right now because I mean, I still love real estate. We're going to buy more multifamily in the Southeast. But I'm never going to give up my camera. And I thought about it as just like a hobby, like a creative outlet. And now I'm like, dude, I get calls every single day. They're like, you want to fly to Texas? You want to fly to Maui? You want to fly to Iceland? Do you want to come to Guatemala and tell stories for our entrepreneur, for our group? Yeah, I will. Sure will.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah. Sorry, that's a long rant.
No, that was really good. And Caleb's going to be really happy.
Yeah.
Because he's like just doing soulless work right now.
Yeah.
And I could definitely see it wearing on him. But I guess my question would be, do you have any advice for like this media team in ways that we could make Caleb's job less soulless?
Yeah, you need to learn how to use the cameras.
Okay.
Yeah. So here, that's a really good question. So here's what's happening. The entrepreneurs are like, I need a camera guy. I don't want to learn anything about cameras, the creative process, what the software, you don't know what that guy does. I'm willing to bet you probably don't know like his process, what it takes, how long it took to learn. You don't know anything about that. But if he learned what you know, like about real estate and like that, it would help you out a lot. If you had him, you're like, okay, so like when I go on set, right? When I talk to people and I develop content for them, I'm like, don't say that because the investors aren't going to want to hear that. You want to say this instead. You want to talk this way because I know the language. And so I can bring and that's how I get into rooms like the Maui Mastermind, right? Because I speak that language and I'm like, okay, I know how to talk to this guy. I know your sort of field, right? If the entrepreneurs would learn a little bit about content production, cameras, then you would know how to use them better. Mm-hmm. Right? And a lot of it is like, dude, everybody has one of these. You can create content too, right? And some of it is like, do you know how to use the phone right? Do you know how to do the edits on the phone? Do you know how to make a composition, right? We spent 10 minutes making that shot, right? We spent 10 minutes making that shot to make sure that it was symmetrical, lined up. And that's stuff that the entrepreneurs, they don't think about. They just like, oh, I got the phone, I got the content. And I'm like, dude, you're missing the entire creative piece of it. And so I think the creatives are never going to make more money than the entrepreneurs. But until like the people who sort of find the way to blend both sort of languages the best are going to do the best. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Sort of?
Yeah.
It's happening now. Like you're seeing it with the captioned reels, right? It's high quality videos. They're framing them up. But it's not going to last. I mean, I'm already seeing, I know some entrepreneurs that are doing it, like, you know, YouTube's a much better example.
Yeah.
Right? YouTube, who's that guy? Ines, the guy that does the high end luxury mansions.
Yeah. He
right?
does the tours. Yeah.
Dude, that guy has a production, like a 3-guy team of like, they are good producers. Now that's not like, it's not a creative. I don't want to take anything away from those guys. It's not that it's not creative. It's their specific sort of vibe is high end luxury. So it's a very clean look, but they know how to compose a shot. They know how to color grade. They know how to timing and music. Like they are a creative team with a guy who's selling real estate, right? Then there's other people like them that are doing it. But yeah, it's coming. It's coming fast. It's really interesting. When I go to the wholesaling conferences, there's probably 20 other people with like personal camera people following around.
Really?
Yeah, it's coming fast.
Do you know who Ben Mala is?
Yeah, I do.
How do you feel about that? Like, is what he does like similar to what you think is coming, or?
Dude. So like, he does a vlog.
Yeah.
He does a vlog. Yes, but I don't know the relationship, right? I mean, you can pay somebody to do a vlog, right? But the ceiling is way higher. The possibilities are way higher. One of the best guys on YouTube is a guy named Peter McKinnon. You know Peter McKinnon? Yeah. All the video people know Peter McKinnon, right? He's the guy. Go watch his content, right? Go watch his content when you're done. And when a Peter McKinnon lines up with a Gary Vee, the game is over.
Wow. That's
going to be where I think the future is going to go, is we're going to have like somebody hyper creative that has a personality too, that can tell a story about like a pair, a team, a partnership, and like we're going to build a company together. We're going to tell it on camera in a way that's like cinematic quality, not just vlog. Like, oh, I'm carrying a camera around, but like, no, dude, we're gonna like
B-roll and like super.
Well, yeah, but also B-roll, music, but not just like, but like know how to tell an arc.
Yeah.
Right? What is the old story? Like, who are they? What do they want? Why can't they have it? What did they try that didn't work? And then how eventually did they overcome?
Yeah.
Like storytelling, like indie movie creators mixing with entrepreneurs.
Yeah. So are you currently in the pursuit of creating a relationship similar to what you describe as a Peter McKinnon to a Gary Vee?
Yeah, there's been a few people that have wanted to hire me full time, but the problem is, again, the problem is, if you want a lackey, you can probably afford a lackey. If you want somebody who's going to be a partner, they can probably afford to tell you no. So like, it's hard to find. It has to be the right one, the right person. I've had a few people approach me. There's a chance our friend in Maui, Brandon, I might move out to Maui and work with Brandon full time, but I just don't know if that's the right fit either.
Yeah.
I mean, going and hang out there would be a tremendous opportunity, but it's not about, it's what we talked about earlier. It's like, I don't want to be him. I don't want to be that.
Yeah.
I want to be me. And so like, if I get out there, I'm like, this isn't really what I want, then I have to be able to walk away and wait for the right thing. So, yeah, I don't know if I have the talent to like reach that. I'm not a Peter McKinnon. And I don't know if that opportunity would be for me, but I do believe that's what I see as like the sort of the future, whether it includes me or not. I don't know.